Goosey's galore, dude. McCoachin gets his dude. Fangs up. Like, I think we can make that a thing. I really do. I don't get the teeth would be up. I guess if you had like fangs pointing up, like bottom fang. The bottom fangs, is that a thing? Or do fangs always go down? The point is, listen, dude, he's going to bite into a bunch of offenses, suck the life out of them, all right? Vampire style. Vic Fangio is the new defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins. He signs for oodles of money. He signs for oodles of years. Who cares? He's old as hell. Who cares? This is the guy that McCoachin wanted in the first place. You had Josh Boyer here for a year. Cute story, but now he's got his guy. All this competition that was out there for him, Panthers, or maybe he'll go to the Eagles afterwards if their defensive coordinator gets poached. You're not going to be in a position where we're just talking bids. We're just talking money out here, and the Dolphins aren't going to get it done. That is one thing that you got to say about Stephen Ross. Can be a buffoon in microphones. Definitely can say the wrong thing. Can be a guy you don't want necessarily in a public crisis when that's all out there. But when it comes to spending, that guy will spend some dough. He really will. And you see not only the type of facilities that are around with the Miami Dolphins, all the events that they bring down here, but the number of key free agents they've brought down here over the years. And you're talking about a scenario where, okay, what is the thing that is going to get him here? There's a lot of competition. Is anybody going to pay him more? I had zero doubt when it was like, all right, if this is really a relationship thing, that seems like it's reportedly solid. If all things are being equal, you look at the talent the Miami Dolphins have, okay, you're not going to want to coach Christian Wilkins, Javon Holland, Xavier Howard, Zach Sealer, all of these, very impressive. Bradley Chubb, a guy you've already had, Jalen Phillips. You're not going to want to get your fangs into this defense, really take a bite out of it and see what you could do with it. And then on top of it, when it came down to money, I was like, oh, come on, dude. Like, if it comes down to a money thing, it's almost like insulting to Stephen Ross if you're like, oh, you think you're going to outspend me? And I think it's a great hire. You think about, it is a little feather in the cap to Mike McDaniel to look at this situation and be like, oh, this guy was really wanted by a lot of people, but we got him. And it feels like, a match made on paper in heaven. Just that you have a young head coach. Now you have a guy with some serious coaching experience, some life experience. Not the greatest run as a head coach, but as always, put up good defensive numbers. And this is a team that was definitely looking for the type of cook, the type of chef that could really take the ingredients of everything that this defense has to offer and get it to its full potential. And I think that was the thing that you look around and you see all the names that are on this, and just mentioning a bunch of them, like how were they so disappointing in so many spots this year? How could they not be in the right spots? How could they not fully live up to their potential? And you're hoping that a guy like Vic Fangio comes in here, that stuff's all settled. That all becomes stuff that they can go through and take care of easily. And, he wasn't a great head coach, a guy who was well over 100, but man, they didn't have any quarterback in Denver. I mean, that was, oof, what a situation you're walking into as it is with all that experience that you have. And they're like, you know what, everybody's going young. Let's go old. We go Vic Fangio. But, good luck with the QB situation. But his defenses, he's had a top 10 defense 8 times. His most recent as a defensive coordinator, number 3 with the Chicago Bears in 2018, according to ESPN. It was, and with the Broncos, they were 8th overall in 2019, his final season as their head coach. So that's going to be delivered. You feel like this is the right guy to get everything going in that direction. Now, you hope it works because, they paid him a lot of money. You hope that McCoachin has the guy that he wants here, obviously has the guy that he wants, and that this relationship is going to work. And that was the thing with Flores. especially like you always felt like, all right, this is going to be the match. This is going to be the coordinator. But, you never felt like you get the perfect hire because I don't think anybody really knew, like, all right, is this guy going to keep me around? Am I going to be able to see another gig here? And with Mike McDaniel, knowing that there seems to be that chemistry right there off the bat, great. Knowing that he already knows one of your highest paid players in Bradley Chubb, great. Now it just becomes a question of, all right, can they get the final pieces on linebacker? They've got to look around this, especially with not having to pay their QB oodles of money yet. Can they look around here and shape this in the right way to get exactly what he wants? Like, where does he want to make the right investments to get everything finely tuned? Because you still have, Wilkins is obviously going to get paid. I think that's obvious. Clearly from what Chris Greer was saying, there was no secret there. They're not letting that guy go anywhere. I'd be stunned if he's not going to be around and not be a Miami Dolphin next season. So you look at that, and then you look at the other young studs in Holland and JP. Don't have to pay them quite yet, so you have some wiggle room there. And to figure this thing out and craft it in the way that he wants is going to be fascinating. But you have to love the fact that he looks at all this talent that they got around there and thinks you would have to be attracted to that. I would find it stunning if he did it. And, I get it. Some people may look at it and be like, we're going with this. Would anybody be looking and say, oh, let's go with a youth movement. Let's go with a guy who's a little bit less. No, dude, you sure things up. You got the young, mad hatter in a lot of ways on offense. You put that steady rock there on the defensive side of things. You sure things up. I think that's definitely the way to go for this Miami Dolphins team. So fangs up, dude. All right, this guy is here. Fangs up is going to catch on. I'm telling you right now. And they got their dude, man. I'm excited for this because as soon as all the candidates came out, it felt like everybody honed in on that and would be like, that's got to be, come on, let's make this thing happen. And lo and behold, it happened. So Vic Fangio, defense coordinator for the Fins.